Okay, I'm back. I added another color. I added, let's see what, battery charged blue because it was getting too dark. But now I'm going to do one more thing, which I always do. I'm going to put black in it and the black's going to make the color pop. So just watch what happens. I said over and over again, but this may be your first time to watch one of my videos. Black is the queen of colors. I never paint with black, but when I'm designing, I use black a lot, not to mix anything, but to outline, because it makes your design pop. Okay, while I'm finishing this, I'm going to tell you a little story. I'm going to tell you why, as I've said over and over again, I'm getting more out of this probably than you are, and I really am. I've already experienced that. When I don't create, all of my creative stuff gets stuffed up inside me. And the longer I'm away from creating, the more stuffed up inside me things get. And it seems more and more impossible that I'll ever create again. The only way to cure that is to start creating. I've said over and over again, create to be more creative. And that's the truth. And I'm going to tell you a little story about, from a Zen master's perspective. A student went to his Zen master and said, "Teacher, teach me." And the master said, "Okay, pull up a chair. Let's have a chat." Okay, so he said, "First we're going to have a cup of tea." So the master started pouring tea. And he poured and he poured and he poured. And pretty soon the tea was pouring on the ground. The master didn't stop pouring tea. And the student said, "Master, stop. My cup is full." And the master said, "Exactly." It's like Beetlejuice plant. "Exactly, your cup is too full. And until you empty yourself, I can't teach you anything else because you have too much inside you." And that's the truth of me and my creating and not creating. Until I start letting things out, new ideas won't come to me. New ideas only come to me after I bite the bullet, and start creating. People say, "Well, I'm waiting for my inspiration." Well, forget that. If you're waiting for inspiration, it'll probably never come. So you just have to jump off your stool and start creating. And that's the only solution. It doesn't. So what I'm doing right now is not to make a beautiful design that you could only find here, because this, if I do find something I like, I'll paint it, or it'll become part of a painting or a design later. But I'm not doing this. That's product creating. When you're creating a product, you won't take risks. You're afraid to take risks. So get over the product thought and start enjoying the process. Or just don't even enjoy it. I'm not going to say you have to enjoy it. Just do it. Just do the process. And for process sake. And I call that creating to be more creative. And it works for me every time. On by day 4 of this project, after I started cleaning things up and creating a space for me to work, I was beginning to feel creative again. I can do this. Yeah. But it was not ever going to happen until I bit the bullet and started trying. Okay, I'm about to finish here. So that's your story for today about the Zen master and the need to create, to be more creative. I have this all in a blog form, and I'll put it on my blog. Okay, this is where I am right now. And you're right, I need something over here. And also this. I had no idea what I was going to start doing when I started doing this. And I've made this point because I'm doing this as a celebration of Advent and to help people become more focused on God and on God's creation before Christmas time. But and I said on a post yesterday, or maybe it was today, God doesn't fly by the seat of his pants. I do. God knows what he's going to do before he starts doing it. In fact, he has a plan. He had a plan. I'm pretty sure, I feel certain that he planned for Jesus before he created the first bit of light in the world. He knew that he was going to send light. He was going to make I don't know how it works. I can't explain it. I don't know that much. In fact, I don't know a lot. And you know what? That's refreshing to realize you don't have to know everything about everything. All right. I'm about to. Do you see how that black's moving around here now and making this pop? I think I've used 5 colors, maybe in black, maybe, I'm not sure. But I'll tell you what I've used. Just a minute. But these colors of green will create a totally different look. In the piece of paper I'm using, I think it's a penny a sheet, maybe not even that much. They're the cards I got at Dollar Tree that are lined on one side and clear on the other. They're probably half a cent each for the paper. So I don't have much invested in this. So if it did go to pot, well, guess what? So what? The process was worthwhile for me. It was healing for me just to create something. And I promise you, it'll help you too, whether you're an artist or not. In fact, I always tell my students, everybody's an artist. The fact that no one has given you permission to be an artist yet doesn't really mean a whole lot. Now, what I wish I had done, it's too late now, is to leave a little dot hole right there for this color blue. But when I started it, I didn't know I was going to use that color. But if I painted this or some form of this into a book or something, that I would know that I will remember that I need to put the blue down here. Now, let me tell you, I already told you that there's a side that's lined. So what I can do is I can go over here and I can write the colors that I used. And I'm going to do that right now, and you can hear me. It's a little wet. But I used Circuit Yellow to outline. There's not a bit of yellow in this design. I wish I had left some yellow. I swear it looks like Beetlejuice, doesn't it? It looks like some wicked weed. But Circuit Yellow to outline it. Then I went to Palm Leaf. Then I went to Kiwi. Then I went to Emerald. And then I went to, let's see, Battery Charged Blue. I need to charge my batteries. And then I'll use black last. So that's what I did, and it was, and then I have a record of it. Dollar Tree also has some little plastic pouches that you can buy for $1.25, 50 for $1.25 or whatever, 100, whatever. And you could save these, because what'll happen, these will smear each other. So this is just a reference for me. It's a reference. It's all it has to be.